This video is mainly for me, for my own hope. I'm going to try it out, see how it works out. But I'm also going to post it publicly. I am a beginner to intermediate level player. I know some stuff. I'm still working on how to learn a Korean backdash, can't do electrics on command in my matches, stuff like that. So this video is for me to learn punishment. I have notes, I have references, it's just that I want it condensed here because, for example, two main sources I'm going to use, well, the three main sources, there are three main sources I am using here, and so if you want something more in depth, definitely use these, and I'll try to link them in the video description for when this makes it to YouTube. I am using, there's an over 2 hour long guide by Veronic Cassan on YouTube. He mains Devil Jin. There's a Devil Jin guide that's like half an hour by TheMainManSWE. I use his guide as well. And there's a guide that I found through Discord on Google Docs. It's like an overview of a ton of characters, including Devil Jin. So I am using a lot of those as my references and a little bit of my personal experience. More so these other references than my own personal experience, but I'll throw in what I've done so far in here. So if you're looking for advanced level stuff, I am not the person for you. What this video is going to be is really straightforward. These are Devil Jin's punishment moves. These are their frames information. These are the other little notes that I've picked up along the way. And that's kind of my introductory thing to myself because I would like to learn how to punish other characters, but a general reference would be handy too. So, my apologies for that long-winded introduction, but I want to put this on YouTube, and I know that if I make it available to others, I would like people to be more considerate of where I'm coming from compared to a past experience that I have with something else. Alright, so Devil Jin is a Mishima player, character, and he has, so we're going to go over his standing punishment moves. And we're going to start with 10 frame punishment. Alright, so he has, I've got 4 10 frame punishment options here. So let's go through them. We're going to set up Kazuya. Kazuya's our training partner for today. Now he's this one. This one is 10 frames. Okay, so before we have him start doing it, let's go over what they are, all 4 of these, because I mess up. You're going to see me make mistakes during this video, so if you like seeing that, yay! Okay, 1, 1, 2, here we go. Alright, there we go. So that's 1, 1, 2, that's called a flash punch combo. This is 1, 2, 2. And I don't know what that one's called offhand. Demon Slayer. And then there is 2, 2, Demon Backhand Spin. That one. And there is 1, 2, 4. That one. Alright, so let's have Kazuya do his thing. Alright, see. I'm trying to do, there we go. Alright, but I didn't get the punish, so I'm going to do it fast enough. There we go. Alright, so that was 1, 1, 2. And now we're going to try 1, 2, 2. Not fast enough. Not fast enough. Give me a minute. There we go. Alright, and then we're gonna have 2, 2, so just get him to going. There we go. And oops. Yeah, a simple jab will also work. Okay, not fast enough. Ah! Okay, 1, 2, 4. I like never use this, so but I edited my notes at the last second here, so bear with me. There we go. Okay, so those are his 10 frame punishers. So here's some notes about those punishers. It depends on how you want to play, but the way I play, for me, 1-1-2 works the best. I like the knockdown, the way it pushes them back, and then I can consider my next move or go in or whatever. The one that comes more naturally to me is 1-2-2. That's the one that I end up doing because I get them mixed up. But that's the one that just comes the easiest to me is 1-2-2. So here's some notes from Cassan from his guide. He has that 2-2, that one there, has better range and plus frames. And that 1-2-4 is good for like a close range and plus frames. And was there anything else? No, that was it. The main man didn't even list this one in his guide, and neither did the guide on Google Docs from, I think it's the Tekken Zaibatsu Discord. I'm not entirely clear. I'm pretty sure it's the Tekken Zaibatsu Discord. But, they didn't mention it either. This is an option. But, it is an option. Another thing worth noting is that it ends in a mid. If you noticed, all of these... Okay, well, 1-1-2 also ends in a mid. But, all highs there. All highs there. And those were 1-2-2 and 2-2. Those are all highs. So, like I said, it's your personal preference. My personal one is 1-1-2. But, you know, if you get good, having this other information handy, right? Alright, we're going to move on. So, those are 10 frame punishers. Alright, we're moving up to 12 frames. And Double Jin has one 12 frame punisher. And that is... This isn't his moves, this is Kazuya's moves. We're gonna set Kazuya to do F2. Alright, that's his, Yeah, okay. Alright, so... That's Power Crush, but you can block it. Alright, so Devil Jin's 1-2... Back 1-2, B1-2. Looks like... that. But as you can see, I still didn't do it fast enough, so... We're gonna have to keep practicing it, because I at least want to get it in the recording here. Oh boy. There we go. Alright. So you see, I need a lot of practice to even get to the punish. Alright. Note from Cassan, that wall splats. I think the main man mentions that in his guide too. So, because of that, the next punisher we're going to talk about, a lot of times, this one is actually better. It's faster and it wall splats. The disadvantage is that it's high. So if your enemy is in crouch position, yeah, sure. And this does more damage than the 13 frame punisher as well. That's 30 damage. Our 13 frame punisher is the tsunami kick, which looks like that. 26 damage. Sorry. This is embarrassing. There you go. Okay. So that's the tsunami kick. So let's find Kazuya a 13 frame move for us to work on punishing. Forward 3. Alright. There we go. Alright, that was nice. I actually did that on the second try. Yay! Alright, so 13 frames. So, the reason to do tsunami kick instead of back 1-2. Let's see, what's the name of the back 1-2 move? That's... Back 1-2 is called Brimstone Strike. Okay. So, the reason to do tsunami kick over the Brimstone Strike is if for whatever reason you know you're in a situation where your enemy is crouching, so you need a mid. That would be the main reason. Otherwise, I personally think that, yeah, this is better. Wall splat or knock away, knock down. Better. So, okay, now. This is, and I'm not doubting this. Cassan, TheMainManSWE, and the Google Doc all talk about this fact. The electric. This is the 14 frame punisher if, and this is a big if you're fast enough. I am not fast enough. I can't even really do even 15 frame finishes with this thing yet. But if and when I ever get there, that's my 14 frame punisher, is the electric. So that's definitely something I've got to practice. a lot to get going that fast. I've mainly been able to do it on like about 17 frames. I haven't practiced much with 16 and 15 to really know if I've done it. And even on 17 frames, I struggle. So because my mind has to go, they did the move that's this number of frames. I should do an electric. Okay, how do I do an electric again? Run me through the electric and do the electric. So, and my brain's doing that for these other moves too, which is why I've been messing up. But easier execution, so that's why. But it's something I'm gonna work on. So future self, this is for me. Like I said, that is your 14 frame Punisher. That is your best Punisher. Is the electric. All right. So, okay. I'm not going to get an actual punish on here, but I have a 14 frame move handy for reference, especially if you are someone who is skilled enough and just needs to know this information. This one here. Okay, this is a 14 frame move. So that was fast. That looked really fast. You're supposed to be able to punish that with an electric? That's awesome. If you're that good, you're awesome. You have my respect. You could do that. That's awesome. That looks so fast. Unless that's one of the season 3 changes. I'm not familiar enough with Kazuya's changes to say if that went higher or lower. I don't know. But that looks super fast to me. Okay, moving on to 15 frame punishment. Okay, so Devil Jin has what some of the other references, mainly Cassan and TheMainManSWE, call the easy mode launcher, and that's the double lift kicks. A lot of players also call this the can kicks. I actually just call them double lift kicks, but they look like that. Mentioned that it has kind of short range. It should mainly be used if you're like are struggling with an electric, and I would say mainly for punishment. Yeah. Alright, so that's the double lift kicks. So let's find a 15 frame move I have on here. The tsunami kicks. Alright. Here we are. Tsunami kick. Okay. I'm gonna practice. Because, I've been slow lately. Alright, here we go. Alright. Okay, now, I have not practiced this. I just put this in my notes. So I actually don't know if this is even gonna work. But Devil Jin's 16 frame Punisher is... Hold on. Alright. So this is a 16 frame Punisher, also good for long range. That is forward 3+4. Have I been saying... I don't think I've been saying all of the moves, so I'm going to run through it real quick in case you need that reference. I missed something too. Okay, so real quick to recap. 10 frames, 1-1-2, 1-2-2, 2-2, 1-2-4. Now I'm pretty sure I did all of those, but these other ones I might have been forgetting. Alright, so back 1-2, yeah, I covered that. B1-2. That's 12 frames. 13 frames, I missed this one. Okay. I'm not even sure this could really count as a punish. The other ones didn't really list it. I just listed it because I noticed it was 13 frames. Down forward 1, just by itself. A little poke. If you want to punish with a little poke, do it. I have seen Kudans win several rounds with just that. And okay, the electric, I didn't go through the commands, but an electric Wind God Fist, if you don't know, it looks like this. Forward, neutral, down, down, forward, and then the input. And you need to do the input very precisely to get the electric with the here, let me see if I can show you the difference. Alright, so if you look on the bottom there, down, forward, and the green, that's the two, are there at the same time. This recording session I haven't been messing up, but when I do, what happens is you won't see that. You'll see the down forward, and then maybe you see like another down forward and the two. Like that. There we go. So that's the difference between an electric Wind God Fist and a Wind God Fist if you're just kind of new and trying to see it and learn it. Okay, and then down 3+4. That was the double lift kicks. That's not it. This one here. That's down 3 plus 4. I don't think I mentioned that. Okay, sorry for the, whatever. Tangent, that's the word. Okay, so 4, 3 plus 4 is this. So I don't know if this is actually going to work. I haven't actually tested it, because sometimes other hits have other properties that make things different, which is why I'm not sure this is going to work. But if it does, yeah, that's the one. Okay. Alright, do your thing. Okay, see, I'm not doing it quite fast enough. But supposedly that's a 16 frame. Well, maybe it's not, but I know who to bring in for reference. Okay, well, let's bring in someone else for reference, and then we'll bring Kazuya back. Let's see, the easiest is probably Heihachi. I'm just doing this because I've seen the other guides do this. Mainly Cassan showed this in his guide. But certain moves have a strong pushback, so they come off as what he called pseudo-safe. And for Heihachi, that would be... That's okay. Where is it? Oh, maybe it's further down. There we go. There. Okay, yeah, maybe I'm just not doing it fast enough. Well, alright. I'm sorry I'm not fast enough. I don't do it often, and even when I have used it to punish, it's usually even to, like, punish a rage art, because I know that those have, there we go, there's one. Alright, so yeah, if I had kept going with, Kazuya, maybe I would have gotten there. Alright, let's bring Kazuya back. Alright, so that's standing punishment. So we're gonna move on to while standing punishment. Okay. While standing punishment, starting at... My notes here say 11 to 12 because I've also been using this frame data website, and it looked like it had like 11 to 12, but this is generally listed as an 11 frame Punisher everywhere else. They don't say 11 to 12, they say 11. So in any case, alright, let me test this out. For Kazuya, down back 3. Not all of these have been tested by me to see if they are true, but let's test it out. Okay, actually, before we test it, let's show you the moves. Okay, so 11 frame while standing punishers, we have, well, one option with 2 variations, alright? We have while standing 4 and while standing 4-4. It is my opinion, these are both great. So, because they're 11 frames, they are, I think they're good. So, anyway, while standing 4, while standing 4-4. You see, that was like the first one I did on the first try. And it is one of the ones that I use, I don't know if I'd say the most, but it saved me some rounds, some matches, whatever. I like that move. Okay, so moving on to 13 frame while standing punishment, we have while standing 1-2 and while standing 1-4. I actually don't use this one very much, but it does seem to be pretty good. It wall splats, and I have seen Kudans use it effectively. Kudans is like the best Double Jin player ever. So let's find a move that we can work with on this, and we'll have DF1-2. Okay. I guess because it probably forces you into crouch. Let's see. DF1-2. Let me see if it forces you into crouch. Yeah, okay. Alright. Okay, that was just 1, while standing 1, but... There we go. Alright. There we go. Alright, so those were the punishes for 13 frames. So if you have a 13 frame move that forces you into crouch like that one, I think those are good options. Okay. This one's probably my favorite, but you know, it's 15 frames of course. So this is we're just gonna have to go to hell sweep. Limited options here, mainly good for the slower lows like a hell sweep. Alright, so we're gonna do while standing 2, which is a launcher. And that's pretty cool. Alright, so you see that? I was like so slow. It's a 15 frame thing. Oh, I missed. But it leads into a launch. You don't get as long or thorough of a combo as, like, say you get from an electric. But I've used it often enough. I like it. Now, there is an advanced technique that I can't do yet. But it's called crouch cancel electric. And so what you do is you go from here, and then you do an electric. You cancel your crouch by hitting, according to Cassan, you cancel your crouch by hitting forward, and then you do the electric. I can't do that. Look at that. Can't you see that? That's me trying to do it. Yeah, I can't do it. I mean, I suppose, I don't know if that was it or not. Like, I'm not trying it out on my training partner here. But no, I can't do it. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, you know what? I'll try it. But I'll show you why I can't do it. And let's turn our command history, because maybe we'll learn something about what I'm messing up. Ah! I was hitting forward, sorry. You see that? There. See, it doesn't say punish. Anyway, and that was the slower one. That was the Wind God Fist instead of the electric. Alright, so that is standing punishment and while standing punishment. So, since I'm doing this as a reference for me and possibly others, well, and for others, alright, here we go. We already recapped kind of halfway through, but we'll do it again. Because what I'm planning to do is kind of listen to this and maybe watch it too, have some notes down there at the bottom. In fact, let me get rid of the command history so I can have a nice spot to kind of put my notes when I edit this. So, 10 frame punishment. We have 4 options. We actually even have more than that, but these are the ones that we've just seen in the guides. So we have, oops, that's one of them, but we're going to try and do this in order. 1, 1, 2. There we go. Knockdown. 1, 2, 2. Frame advantage. 2, 2. Alright, so 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 2. 2, 2. 1, 2, 4. Alright, and the 1, 1, 2 and the 1, 2, 4 end in a mid. Alright, so then up to 12 frames we do back 1, 2, brimstone strike, wall splats, and knocks down. At 13 frames we have tsunami kick. This has less damage than brimstone strike, but it is a mid, so if the enemy doesn't move where they're in crouch, you know, it might be easier to follow up with this than with this. Because, you know, this is a high, so if they're ducking, this is a high, so if they're ducking, this part at least will miss. I suppose this ends in a mid, I didn't notice that. I thought that second one was a high too. Good thing we noticed that, huh? Alright, so cool. But if you only do this part, you know, or maybe they duck and then they go up, this will catch them either way. Okay, so that was 13 frames for the tsunami kick. At 14 frames, if you're fast enough, which at the moment I am not, the electric. And then at 15 frames, double lift kicks. And at 16 frames, forward 3+4, which is actually called, what is the name of that move? Hiso. Alright, so, Hiso. Alright. So that's standing punishment. For while standing punishment we have for 11 to 12 frames while standing 4, and while standing 4, 4. For 13 frames we have while standing 1, 2, and while standing 1, 4. While standing 1-4 has higher damage and wall splats, however the second hit can be ducked because it's high. 15 frames we have while standing 2, which does launch into a screw for a shorter combo. Advanced technique, crouch, cancel electric, where you're supposed to crouch, hit forward, then crouch, hit forward, then do the electric, all within the 15 frames. So there you go, and there I go for me. And one last thing I forgot to include on my last cut there, and that is quite simply, thank you for your time.